Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Courtney Ryan, and I thought this topic was interesting, and I've actually never discussed it before, which is why intelligent men might struggle with dating. Let me know down in the comments if you resonate with any of the points that I discuss in this video. The first reason here why intelligent men might struggle with dating is because of overthinking. Research suggests that intelligent individuals tend to overthink due to their heightened cognitive abilities, leading them to analyze situations more deeply and consider multiple possibilities and outcomes. This tendency to overthink can lead to many different dating struggles. The first one here being that intelligent men might struggle to make decisions in dating scenarios due to overanalyzing every single detail, which can cause delays, missed opportunities, almost a sort of decision-making paralysis. Maybe things like what to send as a first message or choosing a place for a first date. You almost enter a sort of decision-making paralysis where you're unable to make these decisions because you overthink and overanalyze every single little detail. Overthinking can also lead to setting high expectations for potential partners or relationships, making it really challenging to even find someone who meets all of your criteria, which can sometimes turn a bit unrealistic, and I'm going to discuss this in detail later on in the video. The next thing is constantly analyzing conversations and interactions, which can lead to misinterpretations or misunderstandings, which can also increase your anxiety and your self-doubt. This can negatively impact your confidence and the ability to be relaxed in dating situations. Another struggle here that many intelligent men may experience is a fear in making mistakes or facing rejection, once again leading them to overthink every single step of the dating process and potentially sabotaging opportunities for connection before they even give themselves a chance to try. I think the first thing here that can really help is just recognizing when and if you're doing these things, which is the point of my video today. I think a lot of people might have these struggles with dating and not even realize that they're struggling with it, but hearing it from an outside perspective could help you sort of pinpoint what the issue might be. So that's the first step. But also techniques such as mindfulness, self-awareness, and seeking professional guidance can help to navigate the complexities of dating more effectively. Therapy can give you tools to approach your life or even dating specifically in a very different way. It sure did for me, and that's why I'm so excited to tell you about today's sponsor, BetterHelp. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who is trained to listen and give you helpful, unbiased advice. Navigating the complexities of dating can be challenging, and seeking support from professionals can provide valuable insights and guidance. First, you go to their site. You can use my link, betterhelp.com/CourtneyRyan. You just answer a few questions, and BetterHelp will match you to a professional who has experience helping people with struggles just like yours. You can do it all from your phone or computer via phone call, video chat, or messaging, however you feel most comfortable. It's the easiest possible way to start talking to a therapist. And because finding a therapist is a little like dating, if you don't really fit with that therapist, which is a common thing with therapy, you can easily switch to a new therapist at no additional cost. Let BetterHelp connect you to a therapist who can support you, all from the comfort of your own home. Visit betterhelp.com/CourtneyRyan or choose Courtney Ryan during sign up and enjoy a special discount on your first month. The next reason why intelligent men might struggle with dating is because of hyper-independence. Now, being independent can be a wonderful thing, but hyper-independence can actually impact someone's dating life in a negative way. It can sometimes lead to a sense of emotional distance in relationships or an inability or hesitancy to open up due to your hyper-independent nature and reluctance to seek support from other people. Hyper-independent people might find it challenging to be vulnerable or to express their needs within a relationship, which can potentially create barriers to intimacy and connection. This can also lead to misunderstandings and communication issues. In dating, I think this commonly leads to potential romantic partners assuming that you're just uninterested or sort of playing games with them because of your inability to open up or to be vulnerable. Intelligent men who value independence highly also might have a tendency to seek control in relationships and have a fear of losing their freedom once they enter a relationship. They might prioritize this freedom that they're scared of losing over a nurturing, fulfilling relationship and find it really difficult to commit. The next struggle is unrealistic standards and expectations. Now, having high standards can be a fine thing. I always say, be the kind of person that the person you want to be with would want to be with too. I think this is more realistic than saying, be what you want to attract, though I can see how that can be applicable in certain scenarios. However, it's possible that some intelligent individuals may struggle with dating due to having specific criteria or expectations. I would recommend trying to be more open-minded and willing to connect with others on a deeper level beyond just intelligence. Building strong relationships involves a combination of factors such as emotional intelligence, compatibility, communication, and shared values. So look beyond just the intelligence mashup. You know, when someone has very high standards, they might inadvertently limit their dating pool by excluding potential partners who don't necessarily meet all of their criteria. This can then make it harder for them to find compatible matches. Naturally, someone who keeps a sort of checklist for a partner can also create a constant feeling of dissatisfaction and disappointment when people don't meet every single requirement that you have for them. And the reality is that many people miss out on potential connections with wonderful partners who might not fit every single criteria, but could still be a great match because of their rigid standards. It's really important to strike a balance between having standards that reflect your values and boundaries, while also being open to getting to know people who might not meet every single expectation. Dating and building relationships involves compromise and the willingness to see beyond just a checklist of traits. The next thing that intelligent men might struggle with are social skills. Now, intelligence can be an incredibly attractive trait in a man to many women. However, sometimes men who are very highly intelligent don't necessarily excel in the social skills department. I know even many of you have expressed that you resonate with this when I mentioned it before in videos that I've done specifically about introverts and social skills and things like that. Highly intelligent men, for example, might find small talk or casual conversations very challenging, as they might prefer deeper, more intellectual discussions. This can sometimes make it harder to engage in these lighthearted or initial conversations that are common in dating settings. Boredom can also play a role here as well, and you could end up completely checking out of a convo that doesn't interest you or intellectually stimulate you. It's pretty obvious how this could be a problem on something like a first date. Overthinking absolutely comes into play here as well, as I mentioned earlier on in the video, and can lead to misreading body language or social cues that play an important role in communication. Another thing to note here is that intelligence can sometimes be associated with a focus on logic and reason rather than emotional intelligence. Men who struggle with understanding and empathizing with others' emotions might find it challenging to connect on a deeper level in relationships specifically because they approach everything in a very cerebral way. And again, I want to mention, I think just having a general understanding that these are things that you struggle with can be helpful in pinpointing how to navigate going forward and to practice these things. You know, some people are better in social interactions than others, but these are absolutely things that you can work on and practice. But how can you do that if you don't even know that this is something that you struggle with, right? You know, this might come more naturally to some people versus others, but it's still absolutely something that you can work on. And the next one here is that your priorities and focus are elsewhere. Now, for many intelligent men, dating just isn't on their radar and ends up getting put on the back burner. They're more focused on their careers and their interests and other things going on in their lives, which I'll also say I think is a positive thing to an extent. It's certainly not uncommon for intelligent men to prioritize their career and interests over dating. I'm sure a lot of people feel like dating is a distraction or could hold them back from their goals elsewhere. You know, whether this is because they're passionate about their work, they enjoy personal development, or they simply have limited time and energy to dedicate to dating, I do think it's important to strike a balance here between your career, your interest, and your personal life. Make sure that you're making time for these things if they are important to you. I would say for most people, a relationship is not just something that's going to fall so easily into your lap. I know there are people who have had that experience, so I don't want to discredit that or, not leave room for nuance here. But I do think that if you want to be in a relationship, if you see yourself getting married one day, dating is something that you're going to have to put time and effort and energy into, and make sure that you're leaving space in your life to do that. I think a lot of intelligent men are very focused on their careers and they have a lot of different interests and they like to dedicate time to those things, which you absolutely should be doing. I want you guys to feel confident about the life that you're inviting a woman into. This is ultimately going to help make you a more well-rounded individual as well. I think it's so important to put time into things that matter to you. But again, if you see yourself in a relationship, if you want to be married one day, you are going to have to make time for dating some way, somehow. So guys, that's all I have for 5 reasons intelligent men might struggle with dating. Again, let me know down in the comments if you resonated with any of these points. Again, I just want to reiterate that sometimes I think it's helpful to recognize the struggles that you might be dealing with in terms of dating so that you can better understand what you need to work on and how to move forward. So if you like this video or found it helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to be in the loop for when I release new content. If you haven't already, be sure to follow me over on Instagram at Courtney Christine Ryan. I love connecting with all of you guys over on there as well. Now I can also do a video for women. I was going to make this a video for men and women, but I actually think that sometimes intelligent women struggle with different things than intelligent men do. And I don't want to say that there's no overlap because I'm sure that there absolutely is. but I actually think there are some struggles that are different, and if I were to make a video, I would want to cover those instead of just sort of looping it in together. So if you guys want to see that, let me know down in the comments. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.